Hey word nerds, Kate here, and today's words are all about doing hard things. If you read my blog earlier this week, or if you follow me on Twitter, you'll know that I spent a couple days this week at work dealing with unsolicited manuscripts. For those of you without publishing experience, unsolicited manuscripts are stories or articles that writers send into a publishing house without being asked. Now, this used to be how publishers got all their material, but with the creation of things like literary agents and writers' conferences, publishers prefer to accept work from people they've met before. Some publishing companies, more book publishers than magazine publishers, don't even accept unsolicited manuscripts anymore. But we do! So this week I got to sift through about a month's worth of submissions. Between the two magazines I work for, there were probably close to 40 manuscripts to read. Now, I've been told that our magazines receive over 100 unsolicited manuscripts every year, and we buy maybe 10 of them. So that's 90% of stories that we don't accept. That's not to say that all of that 90% is bad, although some of them certainly are. Some of them are good stories, they just don't fit our content, or we don't have room for them that year. I had a lot of fun reading these stories this week. Some of them were humorous and well written, and others were just so bad. But as much fun as I had reading them, the hard part came after. I had to send out rejection letters. Out of the roughly 40 manuscripts I read, I sent maybe 10 of them on to our editors, and got like 9 of them back. So I had a lot of rejections to send out. Luckily, we have a form letter, so I didn't have to start from scratch every time, but I did try and tweak the letter to fit every story. Like I said, some of them were great, we just didn't have room, or they just weren't good for a children's magazine. Those letters were actually a lot easier because I could encourage the author to try again. But then there were the other stories, and they were just bad. I really hate to say that because the only way you can improve your writing is through practice, and I hate to discourage anyone who has a passion for writing, but I also know that unless something miraculous happens, we aren't going to buy a story from them. I would love to give them all specific feedback about how to improve their writing, but with so many stories, I just don't have time for that. I think part of the reason it's so hard for me to send these letters is because I've been there before. I've gotten the "thank you for submitting, but we can't use your story." It's not fun. No one likes to hear that. You try not to take it personally, but it's a little bit personal, yeah. I can only hope that these people aren't discouraged by these rejection letters, and that they realize in some cases that it's not a reflection on their writing, although in some cases it certainly was. So if any of you out there have ever had to deal with doing hard things like sending people rejection letters or anything like it, I would love to hear your advice. If you're interested in more of my words, you can check out links below to my blog, Facebook page, and Twitter account. I love to hear from you, so please comment below and let me know how you deal with doing hard things. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and you will see me next time, word nerds.